Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the screencast. There, that's what I wanted. Special screencast today. We're talking integers again. Last time we talked about integers, we talked about adding integers. And as you know now, integers are these whole numbers, these numbers that aren't represented as fractions or decimals, that are either positive or negative. And we've been playing with them. And today in 6S, we worked on subtracting integers. And we kind of boiled it down to there are two particular types of problems. And the one you've been doing for quite some time. For example, if I have 12 minus 9, we know that equals 3. So that sort of thing we've been doing for a long time. But what if, just for the sake of argument, say I flipped those numbers. And I remember when I was in elementary school, teachers would just tell us, you can't do that. Well, welcome to sixth grade, friends, and welcome to seventh grade maths too, actually. You can do that, and it's saying if you have 9 of something and you give 12 away, which I guess is a good way to think of like a credit card or something like that, how much do you have? Talked about relaying this to either a number line, someone who thinks linear in a linear fashion. You would start at 0.9 and go backwards, go to the left on the number line 12 spots, and that would take you to a certain spot. Or another way we thought of it was this. Since we know how to add integers, what if we took this and changed this problem into, all right, we're just going to convert these into their absolute values and put them into a form that I know. So the absolute value of negative 12 minus the absolute value of 9. All right. What would that be? Well, that really is saying 12 minus 9, which is 3, right? Because the absolute value of 12, negative 12 is 12. The absolute value of 9 is 9. When I subtract them, I get 3. However, when I go back and look at which one of these two things, either the negative 12 or the absolute value of 9, has the greater absolute value, I go with the negative 12, which makes this a negative 3. And if I go back and think through this and where I started, 9 minus 12, if I have 9 of something and take 12 away, yeah, I won't have enough. So that's what that little negative symbol means. That's one thing we did today. The real tricky bit that we did today was when we subtracted negatives. And man, that can cause a little bit of problem. And we talked, this is going to take a while to erase. We talked a lot about these today. And when you see a minus a negative, what to do. And I think we related, Ava was in our class, who's a brilliant mathematician. She clued us in on what to do when you see minus a negative. So why don't we skip to it and just say, okay, what if I have 5 minus a negative 9? What's that equal? Okay. The easiest way to do this, short of if you're going to think linearly, you're going to start in one direction on the number line because that's what that symbol is telling you to do. And then when you see this next symbol, it's going to say, go the other way. And that can be a little bit confusing. This is how we thought of it. When there's a back-to-back negative symbol, in this case, minus a negative, it really means this, 5 plus 9, and that would equal 14. So 5 minus a negative 5 is really like saying 5 plus 9 equals 14. We did some trickier ones. If I would change that first integer to a negative integer, negative 5 minus a negative 9, what does that equal? Kind of looked at it algebraically, really. We said, okay, step 1, I think, is to take a look at this minus a negative. And it's really is saying 5 plus 9, because that minus a negative converts to a positive. Now I simply have really a subtraction problem on my hands. It's I have minus 9, and I'm adding 9 to it. So another way to think of that would be the absolute value of 9 plus the absolute, or excuse me, minus the absolute value of negative 5. That would be 9 minus 5, because the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. That would be 4 And I'm going to keep it at 4. And why is that? Because 9 has the greater absolute value. It's bigger. So that would equal 4, as would that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we talked about today, the 2 particular types of subtracting integer problems we might come up against. Please feel free to email me with questions. Feel free to post. Feel free to give us some suggestions how to make this better, or maybe just a compliment. That's always nice too. Ladies and gentlemen, that's subtracting integers, and that's the maths you should know.